fog, I can't see you guys. What is going on? Hey, I'm so excited to bring out our first guest, our fearless leader. Some of you know him as Rick Grimes. Some of you know him as Andy. Some of you know him as Andrew Lincoln. I know him as Mr. Cupcakes. Hello! Let's give it up. Right here, that's good. Next up, I'm very excited to introduce the most mysterious man. Very mysterious, like this fog. So mysterious. He's gone through many iterations during the show's run, but I'm very excited to bring out Mr. Morgan himself, Lenny James! Show of hands, who liked the episode? Okay. Do you think it has a shot of getting another season, or you good? Okay, good, terrific. Now,
you know, we had when we aired that, we aired at Hollywood Cemetery where we did the last screening, and there was a dude, and I don't know who he was to this day, and I obviously don't watch it. But he came up to me, and he was about 6'2", grey hair. He looked really important, and he had a beautiful young wife. And he said, I like it. It's a great pilot. I give you 2 seasons. And you know what? The funny thing was, I was really pleased with that. I was like, yeah, I'll take 2. Let's go.
Most shows don't make it that long, so that's great. We're going to jump right into it because you gotta balance here a little bit. But we have a question from one Miss Cassie Hopner, if I'm pronouncing it right. Hopner. Andy, how did you look so weak in the pilot episode when you really weren't?
Wow. Did I look that bad?
I just read the questions.
I think it might have been nerves. Just that was me coming to Hollywood, and I knew that obviously I lost a lot of weight. I kind of I think it was about 3/4 of a stone before we started. This is America. We don't know what that means. It's not that much actually. Okay. It's 14 pounds. Thank you very much. 16 pounds. So it's a considerable amount. I thought. Anyway, I was just on a treadmill.
We're not on the metric system.
And all I remember was John Bernthal had just injured himself and ripped a tendon in his knee because he was training so hard to look really butch. And and all I did was, I was on a treadmill for hours, and he said, "You're a maniac." And I said, "Well, I've got to lose weight." And then the day one, I had to drive him to work every day, and I kept driving on the wrong side of the road. And he was really panicking. He was having terrible panic attacks. And I remember the first day we got out there, and the medic wouldn't take his stitches out of his knee, because he'd had this operation. So he said, "Andy, can you do it?" He calls me Richard. He just did Richard Grimes. He goes, "Richard, take my, there's an expletive in there anyway. Richard, change it, take it out. I need it out of my knee." So all I remember from the first day is just trying to not make him cry and pulling out his. And I'm available anytime if any stitches. Thank you very much.
He's lots of fun at birthday parties too. You can attest to that. The next question is from Miss Amber Sweet. I love that name.
Great name.
Amber Sweet. Lovely.
Where are you, Amber?
Hey!
Why, hey!
Nice.
The double hand lift.
Rocky. Andy.
Yes, sir.
Who is your favorite walker throughout the entire season, and why?
Is Addie here today? Her. Addie played the girl with the bunny, and if she's not here, it wasn't Addie actually. It was Bicycle Girl. Only because I loved it. I loved what it said about the story, and it was seeing the sort of human behind the monster, you know. And I think it sort of subverted the idea of the genre and the zombie genre, and the fact that Rick is able to sort of almost put her down in that episode says so much about who Rick is as a character. That was my only serious answer.
It's beautiful.
All right.
Next question comes from one Mr. Michael Warholic. Awesome name as well.
Great name.
Michael.
Good names. Are they made up?
Right. Yeah, it's great.
Because my real name is.
He's got a good one. Hey, they know. So, this question, was that a Chinese throwing star? What was that? That's nice.
Lethal. In the wrong hands.
Andy, do you own anything from set? Because a lot of actors have taken stuff home, and we just are curious. Have you ever done that?
I think I stole one jacket from my brother in season 3. It was really nice, and he's eBayed it. Wow, so I won't be stealing anything from my brother ever again. But Norman Reedus, you can always rest assured that he cycles home fully clothed as Daryl Dixon every season. With a crossbow. He has about 5 crossbows now. So yeah, it's okay, because people don't watch this, do they?
He'll be fine.
He'll be alright.
All right. Next question is from Michael C. Martin.
What does the C stand for?
He's gonna be razzing you all day. I love it.
No. Oh, you're a clutterbug. Are we related?
Michael says, what was your first reaction to seeing this walker that was split in half on set? I'm assuming they're talking to the
bicycle
walker. Yeah.
Well, Lenny, what did you think?
She was the first walker I saw, and it was at lunchtime. Was the first time I saw her, and the whole top of her body was beautifully kind of prosthetic and was absolutely great. And the bottom, she just had on blue trousers, and I couldn't understand why she had on blue trousers. I was like, that's not going to work. That's just going to look silly. I mean, what kind of Mickey Mouse of thing are we doing here? They spend all that time. I thought they'd run out of prosthetics. And that's why she had the blue trousers on. And I asked our special effects guy, why she got the blue trousers on? And he looked at me like I was an idiot. He looked at me like I should go home and stop pretending I could do this thing. Go. And I figured it out. It was ages. And I went, oh, right. Now I get it. When I saw it on television, I was like, that's why she wore the blue trousers. I think I turned to my wife and went, you know why she had the blue trousers? You know how they did that? Because I could tell you how they did that. She's like, shut up.
The one last question we had from you was, how long did it take to film that pilot episode? How long was that? Was the entire...
How long was it? Was it about 20 days? It was about 18 to 20 days. I mean, we shot it ostensibly...
Twice as long as we get now.
Yeah.
Right.
Think about that. I mean, ostensibly, we looked at it like it was a movie, and that was always the intention. And I think, yeah, I mean, it felt longer, actually. But it was, you know, the greatest experience, you know, filmically of my career to date. You know, just inhabiting that world and having Frank at the helm, and I just thought, I mean, I said to Lenny back in this cubbyhole that we've been locked in, while you're having a really nice time out here, we've been sweating. Stephen Young's been using the blue. I just messed up, Steve.
Brings up a great question for you, Stephen. This is from Amy James. And what was your audition like? Oh, that feels so good. I can't believe it. I was asking a question, and then you did that. It felt good. Stephen, from Amy James. What was your audition like to get the part? Because I knew that you had come off of a string of different, kind of smaller roles in like Big Bang Theory and some other things. What was that like?
Yeah.
Was that,
All 2 seconds. You know what that Big Bang Theory was I think it was an I'm sorry by the casting directors of this other pilot that I auditioned for that I didn't get, and they felt bad, so they just kind of threw me like this 3-second thing in the show.
So what are your ratings average on the shows that you've been involved in?
Oh, like high 20 millions. I only do 20 million shows.
He's the most annoying person I've ever met.
The audition was cool. I mean, the other audition that I had been on was this ABC audition where I basically did my audition 3 times in a room filled with like 20 people that all had opinions. But for Walking Dead, it was just a room with Frank and a camera, and I think Sharon and Sherry were there, and Denise was there, our wonderful producer, and that was it. And it was such an intimate room, and he really wanted you to succeed, and it was beautiful. I remember feeling like I could do anything and improvise, and so yeah, the audition was great. It was really cool.
That's great. Lenny, this is another question from Miss Amber Sweet.
Hey,
Sending it
Amber.
back to you, Amber. Love your name. Yeah. All right. If this was your reality, let's just contemplate that for 1 second.
Wow.
If this was your reality, and I'm assuming you mean in the show, yeah? Yeah.
This
As opposed to this being reality. Let's just say for
Because if this was my reality, it would freak me out.
Yeah, exactly. If the world of the zombie apocalypse was your reality, where would be the first place you went to after you woke up?
I'll tell you the truth.
Okay. I'd prefer that.
Okay.
I think Amber would too.
I think it might make me believe in God. I think I'd go to church. I think I would actually just have to go, this is so crazy out there, anything is possible.
Yeah, I'm going to church.
And I'm going to church. And do you know what? I'd dress up too. Put on a shirt and tie. Show respect to the big man.
And I play the organ and we'd sing.
Stephen, I got another question for you from Shay Virtue. Awesome name.
That's not real.
That's not
Names are amazing.
I can smell an unreal name. That's like clairvoyant.
That's
That's not a real name.
That's the same.
yeah. That's the name of like a Marvel superhero,
Yeah.
Shay, yeah. But so Shay says, what was it about this role that drew you to it first, besides employment?
It was mostly employment. You know what I mean?
Let's be honest.
Yeah, let's be honest. It was mostly employment. Man, I really can't answer that question as if I had any say in, like, I was like, yeah, I was perusing through my scripts, and this would just happen to me. I was like, I need a effing job, stat. I think one thing that drew me to the character was the fact that I could see a lot of myself in him and things that I went through when I was a kid, and I was happy to be playing something to that effect. So I like Glenn. He's a pal.
This is a twofer for you two, since you're British, right? Yes.
Some people think
Not
so.
anymore.
Okay, good. Not anymore. So this is a great question. It's from Christy Amador. Great name as well. Was this your first Southern accent? It is so good. How do you do it? They wrote that.
That's Delaney, right?
This is to both of you, I think. I think it's a great question for both of you, really.
It is my first Southern accent. In fact, it feels weird. It feels like it's like I'm talking about a relationship. It's my first Southern accent, and it's going rather well. We've been together 7 years now.
Are you gonna pop the question or what?
Gee, I don't know. I mean, maybe. I love the Southern accent. I love being in Atlanta, Georgia. This is the greatest. A lot of my heart resides in this country now. I believe in it. I believe in the people in this country, and I believe in the values that it stands for. And I've been very, very welcomed here. And my family, have integrated. We have deep and long and lasting, true friendships in this place. A lot of the crew and cast, man, are friends for life. So I have nothing but good things to say about the South. And I didn't know, I was humbled when I came to the South. I had preconceived, stupid ideas about it. Like an ignoramus from a very small, wet, grey island on the edge of Europe, and even further away from the edge of Europe now.
Hashtag Brexit.
but it's a great place, and it's a great place for families, and there's a lot of cool shit going on here, and I love it.
It wasn't my first Southern accent. I'd done a few plays back in England where on stage I was playing folks from the South. So it wasn't my first one, but I think it was my first one on screen, really. And we got a lot of help early on, but it really helped, as Andy said, the fact that we were playing Atlanta and we were in Atlanta. Atlanta's a big reason why this show is what this show is now. Atlanta took a risk on us, and Atlanta has supported us, and continues to support us, and it's a good place to be because it's a cool city.
Lenny, this is another question for you. This is from Jennifer Healy.
Oh yeah, there you go. Nice.
Real? Are you sure?
Nice.
I know Jennifer Healy.
No, I don't. Okay. Lenny, what is your...
It's Lena Headey, I was thinking.
Oh,
Lena. I went there. Lena Headey. That's
Game of
not
Thrones. Yes, of course.
It's nowhere near. Sorry.
So, what is your
Wrong genre, right there.
What is your tat of? Is that real or for a character?
What is my what?
Your tat of, right?
Oh, my tattoo. Oh, right. Yes. No. So if I wasn't an actor, I would wear my hair in dreadlocks. I would be a Rastaman. And when I was a kid and younger and not thinking about doing this for a living, I had dreadlocks, and my nickname was Lionhead. So the tattoo I have is a tattoo of a dreadlocked Rasta lion that I've called Clarence. And in the pilot, actually, I had. What else are you going to call a boss-eyed lion Rasta? Clarence is obvious. What's the matter with you? Anyways, so...
It was so badass until Clarence.
Right. Anyways, it's a bit bigger now because in the pilot I had just recently had it done, and the guy who tattooed it kind of got sent to prison. So
He went to prison.
he went to prison to get
Honestly.
away from me. He's
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
I ain't doing anything called Clarence no more. And so I had to get it finished off by somebody else. So now it kind of takes up half my arm, but Clarence is still there.
Get it out. Get it out. Get it out.
Clarence, 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 Clarence,
No, that's really sick. I've never seen this before.
I've never seen it either.
Show me the one on your butt. Calvin Klein. That makes no sense.
It's on the train stand.
Enough of that.
So I got one last question, and this is for Stephen. What was it like killing your first walker kill on the show? What was that like?
Ooh.
Because you didn't kill your first human until last season, right?
What was my first walker kill?
Your first walker kill was...
Maybe my first walker kill, was it when we were running and then I slashed that thing with the tire iron?
In episode 2,
Yeah.
Right? That was my first one. It was awesome. Because I remember I just went, you know what, it was awesome. If you go watch that again, they timed it perfectly so that when I swing, I went and it's on the angle behind him and it looks painful. But actually, I don't remember it. There was just so much going on. It was like rain machine, downtown Atlanta, 200 extras. Andy and I were so hot in the raincoats, and also I just started wondering like why I was there. So,
existentially or as an act? What did you mean?
I mean like multiple layers, levels. You know what I mean? Like why? Who am I? What? But mostly like, why did someone hire me to come there and do that thing? That's the thing that nobody explains to you is like, in your head when you're thinking about like actors and what they do in television or movies, they're like, oh, they get you like a strength coach, and then they get you a guy to do this, and then they get you a guy to do that, and then they tell you where to be, and then they take you to this place. No, they don't tell you shit. And then they go, show up at this time, here, at this spot. And I'm like, that's what it felt like. It was just like this multi-million-dollar production was just telling me to show up at a place and hoping that I showed up.
And boy, howdy did he show up, am I right?
Thanks, Ross. But that is what's cool, right? It's like this thing we're making is essentially like a bunch of people agreeing to show up at the same place at the same time. You know what I mean? It's like, I have a camera. I'm like, okay, cool, you can come. Like, I can cry sometimes if I'm in the right mood. You can definitely come.
So you're saying the success of the entire show was just kind of a cosmic accident?
It's just like a random like smattering of like general agreements. It's like, I can cook. You're like, you're there. You know what I mean? It's weird. And then this show,
I got some clothes you can wear.
Yeah.
Come on.
Come on in, man. Dang. Thank you guys for watching just a bunch of idiots come together.